Most people think that rich women have better jobs, better opportunities, or even better luck. But in most cases, that is not true. They have better habits. And these are habits that are hardly ever talked about. So in this video, we are looking at 10 rich women habits that only if you copy a few of them for 2026, your financial life will look much more different. And these are habits that are rooted in mindset, money, and lifestyle leverage. The first habit of rich women is that they treat their money like a system, not a wish. Rich women track their key numbers. They track their income, which is their cash flow. They track their investments, and they track their net worth. Those key numbers of how much money they are making every month and every year, the key numbers on their expenditure, their investments, and their net worth, they are tracking those. They are not leaving it to chance, so they are tracking those crucial numbers. And if you want to copy this, know exactly what is your income, track your expenditure, keep a track of your investments, as well as your net worth. And with these numbers, you can track whichever way you are comfortable with. Some people track their income and expenses on a monthly basis where they do a budget review every end of the month. Some people who are much more serious or they want to transform their financial life, especially if they are just starting out to taking their finances seriously, they are tracking their budget on a weekly basis. And then every quarter, you review how you have done for that 3 months, and once a year you do an annual review of how much did I earn this year, how much have I spent this year, on what did I spend my money, how much do I have in investments and in savings, and what is my net worth. So those are the numbers that you can track if you want to copy this habit of rich women. The second habit of rich women is that they invest before they upgrade their lifestyle. For most people, you get a bonus, you get a raise, you get a new job, or you get business income, and the first thing you do is you spend first, and whatever is left is what you invest. But rich women do it the opposite. Whatever they receive, they first invest, which is a key part of wealth building, and then they allocate a small portion of that money for them to spend on themselves. So they first spend on building their future and the financial life that they want, instead of them just upgrading their lifestyle and spending this money on wants. And if you want to copy this, your best friend in this is for you to automate. You want to automate your investments. Whenever you receive money in your account, you should already have a setup whereby a certain percent of that money goes to your investments, so that you allocate only a small percent which you are left with for you to spend on whatever it is that you want, and you don't allow lifestyle creep to take over whenever you get new money. The third habit of rich women is that they buy time, not just things. Rich women outsource low-value tasks. For instance, they outsource their cleaning, they outsource their admin, and sometimes even meal prepping whenever they feel they really need to use that time for other high-value tasks. So they are not trying to do every single thing by themselves, even when they are not getting much out of that thing, or it's not contributing heavily to their growth. So they look at which task can I actually hire somebody else to do, while I allocate that time to things that are much more important for my career, or that are much more important for my wealth building journey. Because some of the things really you can outsource, but look at your income, look at your lifestyle, look at what you are able to afford to outsource. I'm not saying now go and have a butler and a chef and a personal trainer and this and that when your income is not able to allow you to do that. So only look at what can I outsource within what I earn, within what I can afford. What are those things that I can actually give to somebody else to do for me, while I allocate my time to things that are much more important for my wealth building and for my career, and also just for your well-being. The fourth habit that rich women practice is that they build multiple sources of income. And I'm not talking about chaotic side hustles that have you running up and down all over town. I am talking about really strategically aligning whatever sources of income they are creating with their lifestyle. And that also includes you looking at the type of work that you do, whether you are employed or you are self-employed. Whatever additional sources of income you are bringing in. They should complement that setup that you already have. They should complement your lifestyle. Don't do things that are going to bring more chaos in your life than actually doing good for you. What can I do that can fit in the lifestyle that I already have, that will not cause so much disruption for me and just stress me out instead of relieving me of stress? Habit number 5 is that rich women are very selective when it comes to their relationships. Whether it's family, it's friendships, it's romantic relationships, rich women are very selective in who has access to their life and access to their energy. They are not just out there actually allowing everybody in. They are very selective. And if you want to copy this, look at the people that you spend time with. Are you spending time with people who are talking about growth and who are talking about long-term strategy in terms of their lives and in terms of their money? Or are you spending time with people who are just gossiping and talking about others? Or maybe they are just interested in partying and drinking, but nothing of importance. Really assess and only use your time for what is constructive for your life. You cannot say you want to build wealth and you want to grow, but you are hanging out with people who don't have a growth mindset. You are spending time with people who are not thinking long term. So really be selective in terms of who do you spend time with and what are you getting out of that time you spend with this person. Are you learning something? Are you being motivated? What exactly is enriching your life out of that relationship? Because there are some relationships that you really need to let go of that are not empowering you, that are not supporting you, that are not educating you, that are really not doing anything productive for you. And it's okay for us to admit, I have outgrown this person or that person or this group of friends. There is nothing that you have against them. You don't hate them, but you have just realized you guys are having different mindsets and you are at a different place in your life where you are no longer aligning well with what they are bringing to the table. It's okay for us to do that. We don't have to carry people with us just because we love them, even though they are no longer fitting in the season or they are no longer fitting in the vision that we have for ourselves. It's okay to let people go. Just don't mistreat them and say nasty things about them. No, you can keep a distance, you can engage here and there, but all in all, you want to keep your energy and your time only for people that really bring something to your life. Habit number 6 is that rich women prioritize financial education. Like I always say, you can never learn enough when it comes to money. So rich women really make it a point and a priority in their lives for them to learn as much as possible about their personal finances. They are researching investments, they are researching ways of making money, they are researching ways of negotiating. They are really learning as much as possible so that they are able to build the future that they want for themselves. You can't speak about wanting to be financially free and building wealth if you are not really understanding how do you make your money. How do you make most money out of whatever it is that you are doing? And once you have made that money, you need to have an understanding of where to keep the money, what to do with the money. You are putting this money in savings, you are putting this money in investments, you are putting this money in an emergency fund. You have to have that understanding. At the same time, you also need to understand very well which asset classes are best for you based on your risk profile, where you can put your money and your money can grow. Because your wealth building is done by you investing. So which investments are you going to make? All of that information comes from you educating yourself. So every single day, find a way to learn something new about wealth building, to learn something new about money. And every month you review and you ask yourself, what have I learned this month that can help me to move forward in my financial freedom journey? It is very important because no one is coming to do these things for us. And we can't keep having the excuse that nobody taught us about money. Yes, we were not taught about money, but now we are adults, we are on our own, and this is now the time for us to actually say, what can I do for myself to educate myself on the things that I was not educated on? We cannot carry this excuse that we never learned. It's now time to take that learning in our own hands and learn and build wealth. So that is something that rich women do. And if you want to become a rich woman, you want to copy these type of habits. Habit number 7 of rich women is that they negotiate everything in a calm manner. You know, when it comes to prices, whether it's for services or it's for something that you are buying, you don't just want to hear the first price and you just say yes. Rich women have the skill to negotiate almost everything. Whether it's a raise, whether it's a business deal, whether it's a contract, whatever it is, even fees with your insurance company or your fees with a network provider or whatever, they find a way to negotiate. Negotiation is a skill. You can copy this and learn, but tone is very important. When you are negotiating, you don't want to shout, you don't want to be confrontational, you want to be calm, you want to be collected, you want to be polite and have the right tone so that the next person can hear you and can get in a place where they are willing to actually assist you or give you what you are looking for. So, learn the skill of negotiation. Don't always just accept the first price that you are given. Of course, there are some instances or some places where you are not really able to negotiate, but wherever possible, negotiate, learn the art, find a tone that works for you. Don't be confrontational and then you make people angry and then they don't want to deal with you anymore, but really learn the skill. How do I get what I want out of people? How do I get a better price? How do I get better value for my money? Learn that skill. It will save you a lot of money. Habit number 8 of rich women is that they think in decades, not in months. Rich women are thinking long term. Rich women are not thinking only of today and tomorrow and next week and next year. They are really looking at 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30 years from now. And they are doing that both with their freedom, with their wealth building, with their health, and with their joy. They are really looking at how does my life look like in the next 10 years? And in terms of my finances, how do I align them to fit that type of life that I want in the next 10 years? And then in 20 years, how does it look like? Because there are different stages and we have different needs in every stage of our lives. When you are in your 40s, your life is looking a certain way, your finances are looking a certain way. But then when you are in your 50s, there are some changes and your finances need to align as your life is changing. Whether you are going through phases where you were not having a family, then you start a family, you have young kids, then you have grown kids, then you become empty nesters, and then you become pensioners. All of those are stages that will require different financial needs or that have different financial needs and wants when it comes to your life. So it won't look exactly the same every single year. So think long term. Think of the type of life that you want to live in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now, and align everything in your life so that it speaks to that life that you are trying to design for yourself. Habit number 9 of rich women is that they invest in their appearance strategically. Rich women invest in quality clothing, quality footwear, quality in terms of how they treat their hair. They are also investing in their posture, in their skincare, in their hair care. And all of this is really just them investing in their confidence, because when you look good, you smell good, you have good skin because you have taken care of your skin, and you have good hair, you are bound to be very, very confident. And as a woman, you want to be that person whose presence is felt. When you enter the room, people need to feel your presence. When you are walking, walk like you own the ground that you are walking on. As a woman, you want to have that confidence, and it takes you time and investment to get there. You don't just wake up and all of these things are happening. No. For you to have really good skin, you have to invest in your skin. And your skin is not just about the products that you are applying. That is like the icing on top of a cake. Your skin care is determined by what you are putting in your body. And it's also determined on how active your lifestyle is. So look at all the things that are necessary to get the type of appearance that you want, and you build that out. So copy this from rich women. Invest in your wardrobe. Choose quality over quantity. Invest in your skin. Invest in your body. Really invest in your posture and your confidence. You want to be that girl, you know, when you walk in the room, people know that you have arrived. People know that you are here. Habit number 10 of rich women, they protect their health like an asset. And it is. Your health is an asset. There is no point in building wealth if you are not healthy. If you are not in a position where your body can enjoy all that money and all that lifestyle that you are building for yourself, then what is the point? What is the point of really doing all of that if you are not healthy enough to enjoy the money that you are having? There is really no point. So rich women really prioritize their sleep, they prioritize movement, so they exercise, and stretching is also a key part of that routine. They are hydrated, so they are drinking their water, and it's not this thing where you are consuming fizzy drinks every day, you are drinking beer every day and you are looking bloated and all those things. They are really prioritizing their health all in its totality. It's their sleep, it's their movement, it's their stretching, it's their stress management, and even mental health. As a woman, you want to invest in your mental health. Do things that are helping you to manage whatever it is that is bothering you in your life. Go to therapy. If there is a need for you to unpack, for you to really let go of certain things and process them, go to therapy. You want to have a life outside of your work, and you want to have a life outside of your relationship or outside of your marriage. Don't make everything about your romantic relationship. You want to build good friendships, you want to build good family relationships, you want to have different circles of people that are feeding to a certain need or a certain area in your life. So really curate your life in a way that your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, and your spiritual health is well taken care of. So tell me, which of these 10 habits are you already practicing in your life? And which ones are you planning to actually add to what you already have? I know you have some that you are already doing, but I would like to know in the comments. And if you have not yet subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I post at least one video a week, so you don't miss out on the next one. And if you found this valuable, do share it with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues. The next person might equally appreciate it. And I'll see you in this video.